Welcome to AlphaCars. My name is Dimitri, and we are checking out 1972 Mercedes 280 SE. It's right behind me. Let's check it out. We're going to start with the paint meter test. This is pretty incredible. Let's start from the roof. Incredible because 1972 and it's 2022. And during all this time, this car had almost no need to do any paint work. Almost, we'll see why. So the roof is original paint, original roof. The trunk measures 5.0. The paint on the quarter panel, 3.5. 3.5 on the door. And by the way, the original paint readings are somewhere between 2.5 and 5.5 on Mercedes of this vintage. We're measuring 4 on the quarter panel, 5.5 on the passenger side of the trunk, 3.5 on the passenger side of the roof, 4.0, and 3.0 on the forward part of the roof. The windshield and the molding are still in excellent condition. You can see the gasket is all original. Let's continue with the doors. We're measuring 4.0 on the passenger rear door, 4.0 on the passenger front door. We'll also check out the lower portion, 4.5, 4.5, and the quarter panel measures 4.5. The reason we're doing lower portions here because there's a split molding, so technically there could be paint work on the upper portion and not on the bottom, and vice versa. So on the vehicles with where there's a body molding that splits the paint work, we always check on top and on the bottom below the molding. So this measures original paint. We are transitioning to the front of the vehicle. Hood measures 5.0. Fender measures 4.5. The lower part of the fender measures 6.5. So we know this portion below the molding has probably had some paint work. Let's keep going with the paint meter and we will figure out where it has most depth. There's really no body filler. The highest reading that I can see is 6.5, and the quality looks very, very good. And let's measure driver's side doors. We're gonna again look at the quarter, 3.5. Lower part of the quarter, 3.5. 3.5 on the rear door on the driver's side. 3.5 on the bottom of the same door. Driver's door, 4.0. 4.0 on the bottom. And we're gonna check out this fender, which measures 6.5. 5.0. 6.5. Here's the interesting part. I can actually see a transition line. So the upper part appears to be original. 7, yeah, interesting. No, it probably had some paint work, but I can see a little transition line. You can barely see it, but let's see. 6.0, 4.0, and 5.5, and 5.5. So looking at this, it looks like this fender had some cosmetic repairs in the past. They look like they're nicely done. And all looking around the vehicle, really, really presentable, really, really nice. A lot of beautiful chrome in the back. And if we take a peek inside, that's a very special scene. Really a lot of cool stuff here. We're also going to do a cold start. When we take the vehicle outside, Let's look at a couple of goodies here. We have the original owner's manual. We have the history folder. Let's take a quick look at that stuff. And let's check this out. So we have this massive folder with pretty much everything about this vehicle, including some email communications. And we have also all the original books, dealer locator, Becker radio, parts book right here, production card, and the owner's manual. We got it. So we're going to put this back in the car. I'll package it a little bit later. And we're also going to look at the trunk. Yeah, we removed all the floor mats so we can better see that it actually in great condition. There's absolutely no rust anywhere. And we have a video on the underbody, which is super impressive. So let's get it started. We're going to do a true cold start. Let's pop the hood. Such a beautiful setup here. Again, before we actually start the engine, we're going to check out the perimeter. Nice original condition throughout. We know the radiator was replaced at some point, and it's the original brass radiator was used. Here are the aprons in immaculate condition. You can see fender hardware that hasn't been turned or moved. The same is true for hood and for other hardware as far as I can see. There were a lot of nice upgrades were done by the previous owner. As far as history, this vehicle was purchased in Oklahoma, and the original owner family had it through mid-2000s. And then another family in Oklahoma purchased the vehicle until about 3-4 years ago when one of our customers here in Massachusetts, a Mercedes enthusiast, he purchased this vehicle, enjoyed it, made a lot of nice improvements, including, I can see here, an AC compressor was new, installed, fuel injectors were installed new, and I know a number of other things. So, and by the way, that's all in the service records. But let's get the engine started. It is an absolutely cold condition. It is room temperature. It is a beautiful showroom temperature. Showroom is beautiful. So, and just so you know, here's the exhaust manifold. I'm putting my hand right on it, so we know it is a true cold start. And as we're going to get it started, we're going to pull it outside and let it run, warm it up, and hear the engine. By the way, while it's still inside, I do want to show the condition of aluminum moldings. A lot of these moldings, often on these cars, they have acid rain stains and all kinds of things that make them a lot less than perfect. These are in great condition. And I apologize, the car, I'm just realizing it now, it's kind of dusty a little bit. So, but look at the moldings. Not wavy, because once they are removed once, even if you are really good, they still, you can still tell the molding was off the car and then reinstalled. These are absolutely 100% original, never removed, never reinstalled. So we are going to have our garage door open. And getting in the vehicle. The seat is actually very nice. turn the ignition on. This is a fuel injected engine, mechanical fuel injection. We'll need for the a little bit of time for the fuel pump to get the fuel to the fuel pump. Well, there's a low pressure fuel pump and there's also a high pressure injection pump. Check this out. That's a cold start, and not only it looks gorgeous, it sounds gorgeous. And a nice, healthy sound of the exhaust. We're gonna pull the antenna up. You may want to enjoy that Becker radio. I love the sound of this exhaust. So let's pull the vehicle out. Yeah, fasten seat belts. Nice power steering. Beautiful machine. Well, we are ready for a test drive. I just had it fully warmed up and I brought it to one of the prettiest back roads here in Boxborough. And the car fits very, very well with this background. Let's check this out. You can see beautiful body lines. Very, very presentable condition. So let's get in. It is very cold today. I'm gonna put the seat belt. Actually, it uses two belts. Uses a lap belt, which we're going to insert now. Yep. It also has a separate shoulder belt that could be used optionally. We're not quite at operating temperature, but it's getting close. So we're going to put it in drive, and we're going to enjoy these beautiful roads. Nice power. Nice shifting. This is the view in the rear view mirror. The headliner, by the way, looks very, very nice. Drive. The steering wheel is nice and straight. There were a couple of small bumps and you can't even feel them. Engine braking down the hill. Look at this pretty side over here. Shift it into third gear. And we're doing about 35 miles an hour. And there were a few good bumps now that you just don't feel them in this car. We're going to slow down. Very enjoyable drive in this automobile. Getting close to the end of our road test, and gonna be getting into the dealership. The engine idles beautifully. Accelerated a little bit more aggressive here, and it shifted through the gears. We're now in third gear, and it is actually doing very, very, very good. We passed the dealership, but I did want it to go through, you know, through all the gears. So we're gonna actually turn around here. That's a good spot. And by the way, the power steering is awesome. It feels great. It's nice and smooth, consistent. Engine still sounds awesome, idles beautiful. We can close the door. And we want to thank you for viewing this video. Please share, subscribe, and let us know which videos you like the best by simply clicking the like button.